What's good, family? It's your boy Crypto General again with another truth session. Tonight we will not be talking about the bag and how to get it. We are going to be talking about how to keep it, because making money is a skill, but keeping money, that's discipline, structure, and strategy. And with me, as always, my brother from another block, the man who breaks it all down plain.
Crypto Kurt. How's it going tonight, y'all?
What it do, bro? What it do?
You already know what time it is, bro. Everybody can make a quick flip, but not everybody got the blueprint to keep it. Thought we were giving them game. The school system skipped. That's what we're doing tonight. How to make like the 1% without losing your soul.
Yeah. So tonight we gonna dig in the mindset before the money. You feel me? So before we talk crypto wallets or trust, you gotta fix your relationship with money. And money ain't emotional. It just flows to who respects it. You feel me? So if you treat it like a side chick, it'll leave you for someone that's consistent.
And before we get too far into the video tonight, guys, make sure you hit that like button so we can get this video out to everybody. If you're not subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can catch content when we bring it out. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you're notified when we're live. We'll go ahead and get the disclaimer out of the way. None of what we say tonight is financial advice. It is for entertainment and information purposes only. If you're looking for financial advice, please seek a licensed financial advisor. Anything that you see on this video is stuff that me and my brother are doing. We will bring you the research, show it to you live, but please do your own research and dive in and get your own information. Don't just take our word for it. And let's go ahead and get right into it. So straight up, rule number 1, don't chase money, chase value. Rule number 2, don't flex what's supposed to be growing. The broke flex its chains, the rich flex its ownership. And a book plug for those trying to rewire your mindset, you might want to check out Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's a very good find, one of the top selling books of all time. Make sure you pick that up and read that. Get your mindset straight.
Already, y'all read it, apply it, and live it. You feel me? So also, we want to dig into how we do this. So this is what we're telling you guys, how to keep the wealth that you earn. So the second thing you want to do, outside of your mind state, you want to pay yourself first. So you get that direct deposit, and the first thing you do is pay bills. So what you should do is flip that to the first thing you do being paying yourself. So set you an automatic transfer or something and send 10% to your savings, 10% to an investment, and maybe even dedicate 5% to educating yourself on different subjects in different fields, man.
You need to treat your future self like the landlord. You late on that payment, future you gonna evict your dreams, right? So you need to pay yourself first. You need to also check out another book for good reading is The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. You definitely should pick that up along with the Robert Kiyosaki book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's going to give you the old language, and it's going to give you eternal principles that you need to learn. I'm going to grab my charger for my laptop while my brother takes it over.
Okay, so again, that's The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. Okay, that's the old language with eternal principles inside. So these things are going to teach you about money and how to act as a human, principle wise, to be able to sustain the wealth that you amass over the years. So thirdly, we are going to tell you to keep out of the system, right? So once you're bag stacking, you got to protect it. Like You can't just make money and just think everything is all lolly dolly. You got to learn how to protect the money that you are building. Don't just make it easy, but for banks, creditors, or no outside entities to grab what you've been earning. So you got to protect it. Bank loans, um, banks loan out your deposits. Inflation steals the value of your currency. The real G move is through structure, not personal names. Okay.
Exactly. You need to learn about trusts, LLCs, foundations. The rich
Yeah,
don't own anything, but they control
they
everything.
control it.
You want to break
Absolutely.
down on that? You need to look up Asset Protection Concepts and Strategies for Protecting Your Wealth by Jay Atkinson, and that's the
Hmm.
manual.
Absolutely. So, and when the IRS come knocking at your door, paperwork is the answer, not you. Um, you can even learn trust setup from guys like your level up guide to access, act. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm babbling to asset protection. I'm sorry. Trust in estate planning. That is the height. That is the type of reading that turns earners into legacy builders. That is something that you guys need to tap into. Again, I know I babbled a little bit, but that is the level up your guide asset protection, trust, and estate planning. And y'all can look that up online.
Yeah, the wealthy move through trusts. So you definitely want to look that information up if you want to protect your wealth. We're gonna turn you how. We're gonna also tell you how to turn your cash into assets.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let your cash chill too long, right? Don't just let it hang out in the bank. I've been trying to tell people that I know that, I mean, yeah, it's cool that you're saving money and you got it sitting over there in your bank account and you feel like you're saving money and you're going to have money saved up in the long run. You're actually losing that money as it's sitting there.
Inflation.
Inflation's eating it up, right? It's gonna rob you while you're sleeping, right? This year alone, you've lost 11% of your buying power due to inflation on the dollar. So if you see $100 in your bank account, really I see $89 in your bank account because that's about how much that $100 is gonna buy you. About
Yep.
$89 worth of stuff right now from what it used to buy you. And now that they're turning on the money printers again, December 1st, and we're going into quantitative easing, that inflation is only going to get higher, which means your dollar's going to be worth even less. So next year, all that money in your bank account that you're saving up is going to be worth a lot less than it is right now. You need to buy income producing assets with your cash, right? The US dollar is not king anymore. You need to look into dividend stocks, rental units, crypto yield strategies, or tokenized treasuries. Let your dollars hire other dollars, right? You want those dollars to work for you.
Absolutely. So, um, money is a soldier. You feel me? And either you gonna send it to war or it's gonna die because of boredom. You know, soldiers can't just sit around. Look at my brother; he can't just sit around. You got to put his ass to work, or he gonna feel like he ain't got shit to do. So you got to send your think of your money in the same sense, like your money is your soldier. You gonna send it to war for you. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna let it die sitting there bored in the bank. You know what I mean? And if you need inspiration, The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham is a very classic book that you can get to help you build assets that will keep working even when your phone is on airplane mode. You did?
All right, so now let's talk a little bit about tax strategies that they don't teach you. And this is the stuff that the schools aren't going to teach you. Schools aren't going to teach you about trusts. They're not going to teach you how to start an LLC and operate it under a trust. So that way the trust owns it and not you. So that way you're just
Absolutely.
basically um, a guarantor of the trust, and you're an executor of the trust, right? So
The
you just kind of,
trustee and the guarantor.
yeah, and so and nothing's really in your name. That's why the wealthiest people, they'll tell you we don't own anything, but we control everything.
Absolutely.
Right? Their trust, everything else is in other names, and it keeps their name clean and free from any negative or wrongdoings. Right? So
So they
any
operating
negative credit or
publicly.
anything like that, it doesn't go on their name. It goes under a trust or under a business, so it doesn't really affect their person. So learn
They
about those
operate
things.
public and private. They
Yeah.
operating on both sides.
So now
Yeah,
let's talk some tax strategies, right? Employees get taxed first, right? This is how the system was built to work against us, right? So you need to learn how to work, how the system works before you do anything else, right? Because if you're playing against the system, the rules are rigged against you, then you're never going to win. So learn how they play, right? So as an employee, you're going to get taxed first, and then you're going to get to be able to spend what's left over. Business owners get taxed last. That's the whole game. You can't evade taxes, but you can design around them.
absolutely. That's facts. So get with you a CPA who understand crypto, trust, and write-offs. Learn about tax shelters and I mean legit ones. Don't be trying to do no scheming and bullshit and all that. But if you want you a starter pack, I can give you the information to get there. So you want to look up tax shelter basics, right? Types, benefits, and legal tips, and you can look that up. And if you want to see how an LLC becomes a weapon, you can check out how to use an LLC as a tax shelter. And those are two things that you can look up that'll help you achieve
Exactly.
those goals.
So basically, what you want to do is document, deduct, and deploy. That's how the
Mhm.
wealthy play defense.
Absolutely. So tap in. We're gonna drift off. Let's drift off a little second to talk about like multiple buckets of income because you always need more than one stream of income to keep everything lined up. When one thing ain't going right for you, you got something else that you can fall back on, and that would be like setting your chessboard up. So um, I always think of that. Split your income just like it's a chessboard, right? Active income, you treat it as your hustle, right? Your passive income, those are your assets, right? So you protect your income from your trust or your whatever entity you got created, your trust, your LLC, however you got it structured. You're gonna use that as the protection for your income.
Definitely. So diversify or die broke. Right. Don't let all
Absolutely.
of your liquidity sit in one chain, in one bank, or in one business. You want to spread it across different things like crypto, real world assets like real estate, and cash flow ventures.
Mhm. So resource on diversification, right? um, Asset protection strategies and forms and tools and templates for this exact game. You can have your AI if you are familiar with how to work AI. You can have your AI help you to create these templates to do the exact strategies that the rich has been deploying on us poor people for the past 1,000 years. So
And
just
for those of you that want to like go deeper into this information, feel free. Please look at the links in our channel. Join the Discord. It's free to join. We can get you any of these resources, any of these links that we're talking about, stuff like that. We can get it for you in the Discord. We are going to be creating some memberships through Patreon. If you are one of our elite members on Patreon, we will help you create your trusts and help you with your credit and things like that, as well as we have means and partnerships to be able to do those things. So yeah, hit up the Discord. If you want more information on that, again, we can help you get your credit fixed up. We can help you get your trust stuff done, help you get your LLC formed out, whatever you might need help with. And again, it's free to join the Discord, but if you want us to help you do those things, it would be a paid membership through our Patreon, which we're going to start those memberships up here in about the next month. So please hop in the Discord, check us out. You can get us get any questions answered that you might want there. Another thing is, if anyone ever hits you up on social media or on YouTube or anything like that, trying to message you, acting like they're us, we will never send you a message. We don't message people first, and we're never going to ask you to send us anything. We're not going to ask you for money. We're not going to ask you to send us crypto. We don't do airdrops or anything like that. So if somebody's reaching out to you claiming that they're us, they are not us. It's a scam. Don't pay attention to it. But if you reach out to us and you send us a message, we will reply to you. So just to get that out there. Let's talk about the spiritual flow of wealth. We're going to go back into it, right? So money is energy. If you move with fear or greed, it's going to avoid you. You need to give, build, bless, and watch how fast it circles back.
That's 100, bro. That's 100. Abundance only comes when you respect circulation. Feel me? When you keep the vibration clean and you attract alignment, it's not just currency. You are aligning yourself with the flow of things. And so you're not working for money or doing things for money. You're attracting it. So keep that in mind. You also want to keep the vault mentality. Okay. So we're gonna use this as a recap time. So you keep your money by controlling it through structures, right? LLCs, trust accounts, different. There's all different kind of trust accounts. You can start studying a little bit on trust laws and learn how they work, right? So then you protect your assets through the trust or multiplying it through assets, honoring it like it's energy, right? You want to make sure you have all of your things in line. Excuse me. You have your protection there. You have your ways to multiply it through other assets and keep it growing.
Just think about it like this. Every dollar that you keep becomes a brick in your empire. We're not chasing millions. We're building generational systems.
Yes, sir. We building generational systems that'll last a lifetime. When you hear about the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Carnegies, J.P. Morgan, now all of these people had one thing in common. They had structure and they had discipline in how they used their money. They understand that it was just a tool to work with and that it wasn't something that they needed to worship. You know what I mean? They used it as a tool. So we got to learn to do the same thing if we want to keep our wealth and keep building and growing for the next generation that we are handing down the things that we're building now. So with that in mind, you guys, this was Set for Life Crypto. And if you had any value tonight, I want you guys to hit that like button. Y'all guys share with your circle. Check out the resource links below and start building your value today, bro. You want to do anything on the charts before we close out?
Before we take off, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and break a few things down. We did have yesterday Jerome Powell. Of course, every time Jerome Powell talks, the market has a dip, and that's stocks and crypto. And you can pull up a chart. I was gonna have it pulled up, but I didn't get a chance to. But there's a chart. Basically, it didn't show every time Jerome Powell makes a speech, the market dips, and then we go in the next few days, or in the next week or two, we go to all-time new highs. And then again, he'll speak, he'll drop interest rates, the markets will dip down 5, 7, 9%, something like that, and then we go to all-time new highs. Is that what's happening now? Mark Jerome Powell came out. He cut interest rates. He was talking hawkish for some reason. I don't know why he was making hawkish comments about, we're going to be driving in a fog. We don't know if we're going to cut interest rates in December, but we know that we're going to run the balance sheet off December 1st, so we know we're going into quantitative easing. We know they're fixing to start printing money like crazy, which is going to increase inflation. They're doing that anyways, even though that the government shut down. We don't have clear data, and we're already at 4%, but they say it's because of tariffs. And if it wasn't for tariffs, we would really be at a 2% inflation rate, which is where we want to be. But we don't really know that for sure. So they're going into printing a whole bunch of money. What are they going to do when they print that whole bunch of money? My guess is going to be that they're going to rotate that into treasury bonds and into Bitcoin for the United States Treasury, because again, the dollar is going to start to lose more value as they're printing this money. They're giving out money now at cheaper interest rates. If they make another interest rate cut next month at 25 basis points on December 1st, then it's going to be even cheaper money for companies to borrow or people to borrow as they start this printing press again to print trillions of dollars. You guys are going to watch your dollar value just go down and down and down. I'm giving you the warnings here, so you can take heed and listen, or do what you do. This isn't financial advice. I'm just kind of giving you the information.
My bro be tripping, bro. Yeah, he not lying to y'all, bro.
I'm gonna give you the good, bad, and the ugly, right? So
bro, that money ain't finna be worth shit. You holding on to that money, boy, your ass is holding.
I mean, if you don't believe me, just look at Venezuela and look at the peso in Venezuela, and you can see with the value of their currency. They don't even want to hold their currency. As soon as they get paid, they transfer their currency into a crypto asset.
A stable coin.
Into a stable coin, because they're literally, as soon as they touch their money, it starts to decrease in value.
Sometimes by the time they even make it to the bank, if they get cut a check before they make it to the bank to pay that, to cash the check, the money then already decreased. That shit bad, bro. Y'all better listen.
And it's coming. It's coming this way. I mean, people just don't see it. They don't think that the dollar is gonna not be the dominant currency in the world. It's always been. It has been since World War II. And the other countries deemed it as the world reserve currency. We've been on it since then. But these other countries are starting to show you signs that we're going away from the dollar as their world reserve currency. I mean, the stuff that Russia's doing, the stuff that China's doing, India's doing, Africa's doing, the BRICS countries are doing. China's dumping U.S. treasuries like faster than ever before. Japan doing the same thing. So they're the biggest holders of American debt, and they're dumping that debt, which is decreasing the value of our money.
And the quiet is kept. That's why they created the Genius Act and passed it in a hurry, because they know that all of these other countries are dumping our treasuries, and they need somebody to fill that role and buy them. And just what a coincidence that all of these stable coins need to be backed 1-to-1 with U.S. treasuries. So while China and all these other countries are dumping our treasuries, it's our stable coin companies who are having to buy them and hold up the United States debt. So how long we think that's going to last, or how long it's going to pay out, we don't know. But we do know that our dollar is losing dominance, and it's dying every day. There's steady cutting rates, and your money is losing value on the day-to-day. So it would be wise for you to
start studying, doing some research, looking at how to put your money into interest-bearing assets, deflationary assets, and get out of your dollars. Your banks are not going to pay you enough interest on your savings to beat inflation. If you got inflation at 11%, 20% right now, right? Since it started, you got a total of 20% inflation. Your paycheck hasn't gone up 20%, so you haven't beat inflation that way, right? The goods and everything that you go buy at the grocery store and all this stuff that you're spending money on has gone up tremendously. Your paycheck hasn't gone up tremendously, probably hasn't even gone up at all, right? And
Right.
so, hanging on to those dollars or buying this random stuff that you don't necessarily need is not how you win in this game. It's not how you get through it, right? You take your dollars, and as fast as you can take them and put them into deflationary assets, the better you are. That's how you curb against inflation. That's how you hedge
That's how
against
you.
inflation,
That's a
right?
hedge. That's what they call when you hear people say they hedging against inflation. That's what they mean.
Yeah.
They buying an asset that would hold its value while inflation is eating at the dollar. Right.
Yeah.
So again, you guys just do y'all due diligence, do your research, and if you guys caught value from tonight, y'all drop
I
us a
just want
couple
to
of
mention one
likes
more
in there,
thing
man.
before we take off real quick. So
Yeah.
if you were to get a 4% APY or annual percentage yield on your savings account, right? And you got
Mm-hmm.
4% for whatever money that you had held in your savings account for the year, which is a fixed percentage rate. All right, let's
Mm-hmm.
say you had $1,000 in there and you were to get 4% of that. That would be like $40, right?
Right.
So you would gain $40 for holding your $1,000 in that account for the year. Let's go over here and
Mm-hmm.
look at the year, and let's go look at XRP right here in this big green bubble. 374% right now for the year. Which means if you would have bought XRP at this time of last year, right now you would be up 374%.
Mm.
H
So
bar,
that's like taking $1,000 and turning it into how much?
almost $4,000. It would be like three
3x
thousand
in your
seven hundred
money
and
for
forty
sure.
dollars to be exact.
3x in your money for sure. Almost 4x in your money in a year.
Yeah, H
So
bar, the other one that we've had videos about and shown you guys, 304% this year. You would have tripled your
that's
money.
3x.
XLM, 219%. You would have over doubled your money. If you wanted
Yes,
to
sir.
play it into a safer asset and you wanted to go into Bitcoin or Ethereum, Bitcoin would have paid you 51%, right? And Ethereum would have paid you 44.6%.
Still
So
beating
it,
the
it doesn't
traditional
matter.
stock market.
Any one of those coins in the top 5 coins that you would have chosen to hold your US dollars in, the minimum you would have been up would have been 44.6%, with a maximum that you could have been up with XRP at 373%.
And there's other tokens that did way more than that. It's those just the tokens that we know have the best utility and we see them foreseeing future with them. I don't think Ripple going anywhere no time soon. So
Actually, in
um,
the if you're looking at the crypto bubbles in the top 100 here,
mhm,
XRP had the highest gains from last year at 373%.
that's the top one.
The top is the number one.
That's dope. I
So,
seen what is Soros at? I seen a Soros or something was up at like 2,000% or some shit.
but that's not in the top 100 coins. That would be a highly
Yeah.
speculative, high risk asset token. This is only the top 100.
Yeah, you just adding up the top 100.
Yeah, yeah, we're just looking at the top 100. So, um,
There's always opportunities in the market, though. So, you know what I'm saying? Learn how to trade, learn your strategy. I'm one that I get my spot bag done. I get it put up. I get everything put to the side, and everything else from there, I'm a little bit risky. So, I use that as a trading bag, and I'll dive into me a couple of meme coins, but I'll make sure before I do so, I got a bag worth saving. I ain't finna be stacking a little 1,000, 2,000 tokens. I want to save a lot of tokens. I want to put up enough to where my bag would be worth something. So that's my advice. Get as much as you can while these tokens are cheap because they're very underpriced, and just hold on.
So since yesterday's speech, we dropped about 20%. 12%. Since we hit a looks like we hit a bottom today. Since then, we've got a V-shaped recovery forming. We are up about 4.2% from where we bottomed out today at 237. We are currently at 247, and looks like we are working our way back up to where we were at in the 260s. Hopefully, we can get on top of this 247 and stay there. If we can close out this daily candle today above 247, we should be looking good as far as pushing back up. So we'll be watching for that. If we don't close above 247, we could stay in this channel and drop back down to the 242. We did see some support around the 242. So with that being said, we appreciate you guys hanging out this evening. We know that you could have been anywhere in the world watching anything, and you chose to be here to watch us, and for that we are truly grateful. I hope you got some great information out of us tonight. Again, hit that Discord, hit that like and subscribe, ring that notification bell so you know when we're on live. And this is Set for Life Crypto, your boy Crypto Kurt, and my brother
Crypto General.
and we are out.
Already.